All right, geometry. We are cruising through chapter 10. We are at 10-4. We're looking at inscribed angles. Last week, or a few lessons ago, we talked about what was called a central angle. And a central angle was an angle that was created from the vertex, which was the center of the circle. Okay, so there's our already known, the central angle. And that central angle was equal to whatever its arc was. So today we're looking at an inscribed angle. And that's one whose vertex is not at the center, but it's actually on the circle. Okay. And so let me get this a label real quick. Let's call this A, B, C. And my arc, I like red because it's pretty easy, is AC right there. And so here's what it looks like. Angle ABC is 1/2 of arc AC. Okay, again, just a little emphasis there. So a couple of different things. Maybe they tell us that angle ABC is 60. Oops, I don't want that to be in red. Let's say angle ABC is 60, and they want to know what arc AC is. Well, if the angle is half of the arc, then the arc would have to be 120 degrees. Okay, so central angles are congruent to their arc measurements. Inscribed angles are half of their arc measurements. And so let's see how else they might represent this. Let's draw one from over on this side. And let's call that, I'm still in red. Sorry about that. I'll get it straight. We'll call this ABC. And let's say that that was 120 degrees, and that this was 100 degrees. That's the arc. So arc AB is 120. Arc BC is 100. I want to know what angle ABC is, and I want to know what arc AC is. And so they're both fairly simple to find. We do know that all of the degrees of a circle all the way around from A clockwise all the way back to A is 360. So if we take what we know, we've already used 220 of them by just adding arc AB plus arc BC. And so if I subtract that, that means I have 140. Subtract. I have 140 left, which means arc AC has to be 140 degrees. And if arc AC is 140 degrees, that means angle ABC is half of that. So it is 70 degrees. And that's how we find inscribed angles. So next, they're going to inscribe polynomials. And so we could see, let me use this little feature. Let's say I put that in there. And I'm going to go ahead and give it some labels. Call that A, we'll go clockwise, B, C, D. And let's say this was 70, and this is X, and this is, let's call this 130. Give me degrees on that one as well, and this is Y. Okay, so if we have a quadrilateral inscribed inside of a circle, its opposite angles are supplementary. So angle A plus angle C is equal to 180 degrees, which means angle B plus angle D equals 180 degrees, because all of the degrees in a quadrilateral would have to equal, all the angles sums would add up to equal 360 degrees. I'm stumbling on words, sorry. So if angle C is 70 and those are supplementary, then X has to be 110. And if B and D are supplementary and D is 130, then angle Y has to be 50 degrees. And if we added those up, 110 plus 50 plus 70 plus 130, we should get a total of 360 degrees. So that's a fairly short lesson, a little under 7 minutes. That's 10-4 inscribed angles.